No, camo-less Lepanto, is it? I don't think even that's the white camo. I think it's camo-less. Kron in ranked is like cheating. What? Kron hasn't been particularly good for, well, honestly, ever since, well, a long time. Even when you could build fire prevention on Kron, it wasn't that... It was okay back then, but... Since the captain rework, Kron has been suffering, man. Are you kidding me? Don't get radar count. What the fuck are you doing? Kicking her? Oh god. Our entire team is full blown dented, boys. We're fucked. We are so fucked, Luna. Well done. Instantly killed himself. Progress moment. I can't even afford to go up here. My team down south is dying too fast. Dude, I can't sit alone. Shit, I can't even hit him. Shatters. Unfortunate. We're just gonna run it down. Interesting, donkey is there. Do we even care about the donkey though? Probably not. Imagine getting citadels. Fuck, imagine just hitting him. I'd take that. There's the kitten. Three orphans, really? Can I make it a slow? Let's try to make it a slow ram. And I might be able to kill him with a very slow ram. There we go. That's how you deal with an Alaska. If you slow down, you take less ram damage, and you deal less ram damage. So if you got the health advantage, you can kill someone and survive. You just need to slow down. He needs to be reversing away though, that's a requirement. Soviet torpedo. Yep. Okay. RNG on my side, boys. RNG's got my back. Can we catch him before he runs? No, he's still here. Interesting. No, he's trying to run. He's not torping yet. Oh, he's already torped. We juke these. Does he have more torps? He's not switching to them. I don't think he does. Actually, just switch to torps. So we juke out, and we juke in again, and maybe we dodged him. He briefly switched away. Is it because he had torps? Doesn't look like it. That's why I love watching you play. After 6 years playing WoWs, I still learn things from you. Ram damage is also 100% healable. For some reason, Wargaming made ram damage light damage, which means you can heal 100% of it. So I'm gonna be able to heal huge chunks of health back. And I still have Kuznetsov. Maybe Kron is actually like a cheat code. Maybe. The problem is the dispersion is absolute dog. It's got a couple advantages. 12 km radar, and it's absurdly tanky for a cruiser. Like for a tier 7 cruiser, it's absurdly tanky. It's hard to sit at as well. That's why I ignored the Donsko, because Donsko AP isn't that amazing. And I also ignored Alaska because I can't outtrade him in a straight up gunfight. He's just much better. He's got much better guns. So I just maximized my damage on the Iowa because he's the one who can overmatch me, and then I just utilized the fact that I'm a ridiculously big, clumsy, tanky ship and just ran him over. I have 8 whoops. Alright, Lepanto is not doing a whole lot. But then again, bringing Lepanto to rank, it's like Z44 in rank. Very questionable. How is Lepanto dying? Well, he had to fight another ship, and the Italian battleships aren't designed for that, so obviously he went down. It's the great weakness of the Italian battleship line when you have to engage in combat with other ships. He's trying out. Interesting. His radar is out. Was that blind fire? I guess it was. He can see my spotter plane though, so he knows I'm here. Donkey can outtrade me really easily at range. Close range he's got a harder time. He can go nose in and just run me over, but it's a lot of health for him to deal with. His torps are like 8, I think. Could be torping now, and I could be sailing right into them. I should probably take that into account and turn sharply in. Isn't Donsko torps 4? Or 8, sorry 8. I think they're 8, yeah. Okay, so he went behind the island, he's popping up here, so we save radar for now. If he's waiting here to set up an ambush, it's good to radar just before we come around so we get the advantage of the shot. Yeah, okay, he's actually just running. Interesting. I'm Hydra. Okay. He torped. He torpedoed. I saw him switch away briefly. There they are. Priority target only shows when a target uses their guns on them. In fact, the skill even specifies it only shows when someone is using a gun, targeting you with a gun. So if you see the number 1 disappear, like the number 1 disappears, no one is targeting you with a gun, despite the fact that you're fighting someone, that means they just switched to torpedoes and torpedoed. So that's why I knew he torpedoed, so I full stopped and didn't commit for the rush. I'm saving the last health because you don't want to waste. If you have only 1 heal remaining, you don't actually want to use it until you're forced to, because well, it baits the enemy into thinking they might win the fight because you're low HP, and you also get the benefit of faster reload from AR. A lot of people often shout, "Heal, heal! Why aren't you healing?" But it's because you have adrenaline rush, which gives you like 10.8% reload, and if I use my heal I won't get as much. He hasn't gone for the... Either he's going through here, or... I mean, he needs to fight us. That's his only way of winning. He's not down there, or Fletcher would have seen him, so he's somewhere up here. Probably trying to set up an ambush on me. There he is, yeah. Oh, that was a good ambush. Can he kill me with this? I think he can. His torpedo angles are very good. Let's see. I have to get that good sit that I'll hit. There we go. When you're in close range brawl situations, you want to switch to the turret view, because you can depress your guns further. Also, if you try to do it third person, sometimes your accuracy is really poor, or your guns can bug out. So you kind of want to go to like just behind the turret view, and you kind of guarantee point blank accuracy. Yeah. That was a pretty good carry. Kronshtadt still works, but I mean, it has its limitations. Could he have won that drive-by? I mean, if I hadn't killed him, his torps would have dev-struck me. Absolutely. He was launching them right here. But I knew he was going for torpedoes, so I knew I had time. Thank you for the tip, Flolo, but since I'm mentally challenged, I'm gonna ram instead. Are you my teammate? No, he could absolutely have won that with torps. I think his better move, what my guns were here. If he could have managed to go straight like this and try to get past, so my turret traverse couldn't have kept up, he might have had a chance. The problem was, I had 2 ways of winning. I could kill him to win. I could also ram him to win, because it didn't matter if I die, because we still had a Fletcher alive and we had points. So he had to kill me and come out alive, so he had to commit to a very difficult fight. I think he played that. I think he actually played that quite fine. I think he might like. I think the Alaska might be like decent. Yeah, Alaska is like almost Unicum in ranked, so he was pretty decent. But he fucked up letting me slow ram. You never let anyone slow ram. He should have gone full speed. Once he realized he couldn't avoid a ram, he should have committed, but he didn't recognize I was doing a slow ram. And I think this guy was also pretty good. He was also 57. But he should have... He tried to go for the close range brawl, which is kind of understandable, because you can use your torps then, but... I mean... I'm not gonna let him pick me for free. Can you explain the ram speed thing again? I'm quick, I missed it. Basically, ramming is very dependent on momentum. How fast you're going. If 2 battleships ram full speed into each other, it's maximum damage. But if the other guy is moving away and you're moving after him, and instead of like this full impact hit, it's instead this kind of like touching hit, a slow touch. The damage is traded more evenly and slowly. And if you have a significant health advantage like Kronshtadt has versus the Alaska, that's why I don't know if you guys realize, but I shot everyone else until I was going for the slow ram on the Alaska, and only then did I shoot the Alaska just to get his health a bit lower, to make it easier to make the slow ram. I mean, if someone clipped it, I can show you, but if not, well, you can go back in the VOD and watch it. But I was shooting everyone else, ignoring the Alaska until right before the ram. Then I shot him into the superstructure just to take his max health a bit lower, or his current health a bit lower, to make it easier to slow ram. Does ramming side on also take into account speed? Yes. I mean, if you're ramming someone who's kiting away, you can very slowly ram them to death as well. basically, if they're moving, it's all about momentum. It's all about momentum, the way running works. That's why you'll often see in competitive, you'll often see two Kremlins, one Kremlin reversing, the other pushing, and then as soon as the Kremlin realizes, oh shit, he can no longer like avoid the ram, he instantly accelerates and full speed rams the other guy. Not because it's a good trade, but because if he keeps reversing and the other guy gets to slow ram him, the Kremlin might survive. So it's making the best out of a worse situation.